Welcome to A Divine Connection with the empowering and enlightening preachings of Sam Bode-Lawal, the lead pastor of Hope Alive Christian Center. Dive into a transformative encounter filled with dynamic teachings, fervent prayers, and a spirit-led journey.
We don't have the privilege to selectively obey God. Everything He says you must obey. He that will hearken diligently to obey all that the Lord thy God has commanded you. There is no room for selective obedience.
Brace up for an encounter.
I'm going to be reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 9. Praise God. Are you ready? Good. 1 Corinthians 16, 9. Hear the word of the Lord. For a great door and effectual is open unto me, and there are what? Many adversaries. For a great door and effectual is open unto me, and there are many adversaries. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30. And then we'll read verse 19 of Deuteronomy chapter 30. Verse 19 says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may do what? May live. May live. Now, listen closely. I read the story of a group of people. They were tourists. They were traveling, and then they passed through a village. The village happens to be a very beautiful village, well-developed village. So they were attracted to that village by virtue of the beauty of the village. So when they got in there, they were moving around, and then they came by an old man. So they asked the man, saying, Sir, were there great men born in this village? They wanted to know if great men were born in that village. So they asked, were there great men born in this village? And then the man looked at them and said, no. Only babies. Only babies. Because they were thinking that when, by virtue of what they could see around, the beauty of the village, they were thinking that maybe when people are born in that place, they were born great. But the man said, no, in this village, we only give back to babies. Nobody is born great. And you see, it's true of that village, and it's also true of your own village too. In case you don't know, go find out. It's true of your village, it's true of my village, it's true of wherever you may find yourself on the surface of the earth. There is no place on earth where people are born great. Anywhere birth is birth, people are only born as babies. Please remember this. Nobody is born great. People are born babies. They are only born to be great. Nobody is born great. Nobody. There is nowhere on earth where people are born great. People are only born to be great. Because if you make greatness a matter of birth, then you make it an automatic experience. You make greatness an automatic experience if you reduce it to a matter of birth, which means once somebody is born great, it doesn't matter what happens afterwards. Because of its birth, it will attain greatness. Greatness now become an automatic experience regardless of what you do. But let me tell you something. Nobody is born great. People are only born to be great. If you say greatness is by birth, then that means destiny is sealed. And let me tell you something. Destiny is not cast in stone. No, sir. No, sir. People are not born great. They are only born to be great. And to be great is a matter of choice. at the center of greatness in life lies the choices that you make. Destiny is not cast in stone. The choices you make is what determines the life you will live. Regardless of the birth you may have experienced, regardless of where you were born, by whom you were born, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, the life you live will be determined by the choices you make. Nobody is born great. People only become great by reason of the choices they are making. And I need that to sink inside you. Because if destiny were to be a matter of, or greatness was to be a matter of birth, then it means that many of us here will not even stand a chance. If you have to look back at our birth, the truth about the matter is that many of us will stand no chance if greatness were to be by birth. But God has not made greatness a matter of birth. Greatness, all right, is a matter of choice. See, you start by making your choice, and then the choice you make eventually now make you. We are made by the choices we make. Please remember that. At the end of the day, we are made by the choices you make. You will start initially by making those choices, but at the end of the day, it is those choices that will not eventually make you. We are made, every one of us, we are made by the choice. So show me your choice and I can predict what you are becoming. You are not born great. You are only born to be great. And that is a matter of choice. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. That's why Deuteronomy 13:19 tells us, and it says, I set before you life and death. What do you do? What do you do? Even though God knows that life is good for you, but it will not be imposed upon you, I have reduced life to a matter of choice. Even though I know it is good, but however, it is your choice that will determine whether you experience. Please don't ever forget it. Nobody is born great. Don't let your birth intimidate you, and don't be intimidated by anybody's birth. Nobody is born great. People are only born to be great, and it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice. That means we have a chance. Come on, say I have a chance. Come on, say it loud. Say I have a chance. Yes, we have chance. Because if it were to be by birth, then we would have been ruled out. Don't you know yourself? Where were you born? Some of you say you were not even born in the hospital. Yes. You were not born in the hospital now. Is it not true? Well, in your village, there was no even hospital. So even if you want to carry to hospital, where is the hospital? And your parents couldn't go to France. So you have chance today because God has ordained that greatness will not be by birth. Those that are great, it's not a function of birth. It's, ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of choice. The choices you make at the end of the day is what will determine the life that you live. And ladies and gentlemen, there are some choices in life that are so critical that you cannot be casual about them. When you are making those choices, they are destiny molding choices. You can't afford to go wrong when it comes to some choices in life. There are some other choices that are not too impactful. For instance, probably where you are seated today, maybe was your choice to maybe you want to stay very close to the AC. You decide to sit up. That was your choice. But you see, that is a non-impactful choice. That won't change your life. That won't do anything. It doesn't mean that you will hear God better because you are close to the AC. It won't mean anything. When you woke up this morning, you put on the clothes you wore. It's a choice. Is it not true? Because you have quite a number of clothes there. You could put on your singlet and be coming to church. You decide not to do that. You could put on a body guy like Mr. Hammer, but it's time to put on tie. It's your choice. However, that won't impact us much. But there are some choices. There are some choices. You can't afford to be wrong with them. They are so critical, they will order the course of your life. They order the course of your life. when you get to the junction, when you need to make these choices, ask God for help. At that junction, you cannot afford to go wrong, because these are the choices that will shape your life. Whether you become great or not, at the end of the day, it's going to be by the choices that you are making at those points. Do you understand what I'm saying this morning? Good. Let me run through 4 of them. I'm going to zero in on the 4th one. Number 1, you have to choose on the purpose that you will live for. Purpose that you will live for is one of the critical choices of your life. The purpose that you will live for. You need to ask yourself, what am I living for? Ladies and gentlemen, a person that has no reason for living is not fit to be alive. As a matter of fact, a man that has no reason for living is a dead man that cannot be legally buried. So you need to find out, what am I living for? Some people live for their belly, and it shows in the way they run their life. Some people are just living for the moment. They don't have tomorrow in view. They don't have tomorrow in mind. They just live for the moment. But the question therefore goes, what are you living for? So Paul says, for me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. So you need to ask yourself, what are you living for? It's a choice you have to make. And it's a critical choice that will determine the course of your life. Purpose to live for. That's number 1. Number 2, principle to live by. Principle to live by. Principle to live by. When you're talking about principle to live by, I am talking about your moral code. I'm talking about the truth that will guide and order your life. You can't afford to go through life being immoral, in having no sense of what is right or wrong. No. And I tell you something, there is no one that can actually be successful except you have some correct principle that is ordering your life. You need to know where to draw the line. You need to know in life lines that you cannot cross. There's some principle. You need to know what is right and what is wrong, and you need to live by those principles. You cannot afford to go through life unprincipled. No. You have to be a principled person. On every matters of life, you need to have certain principle that guides you. When it comes to marriage, you should have some principles. When it comes to business, you should have some principles. These are the things that will shape your life and determine what you will become at the end of the day. You will not become anything outside the principle by which your life is lived. You have to be a principled person. It's a matter of principle. This is where I stand. I go no further. And every one of us must have that. So the question is therefore is, what are the principles that is controlling your life? What are the principles that you are living by? So whether it's home, whether it's a society, whether it's organization, whether it's a nation, it is never possible to build a successful entity without a proper guiding principle. I'm telling you. When you make this principle and you live by them, then you let everybody know that you are not willing to override your moral code because of your personal ambition. There are people that live like that, even in leaderships. You see people, they don't care about moral code just because of an ambition. They set morality aside. They are completely morally bankrupt. They don't know lines that cannot be crossed. They don't know what is right or what is wrong. They do anything just to have their ambition actualized. And we see, and you cannot raise a home like that. You cannot build a successful home. You cannot build a successful business. You cannot raise a nation like that. We must have moral code. We must have principle by which we operate. We must have it. Not for personal ambition. Food for the belly, belly for the food. One day God will put an end to both of them. That's what I'm saying. What are you living for? There are so many things that are not worth sacrificing just for the sake of personal ambition. They are not worth sacrificing. They're not. They are not. Because these are the things that will shape your life at the end of the day. They may appear to be giving you pleasure for now, but the pleasure is temporal. They will sting you at the end of the day. So I am talking about purpose to live for, principle to live by. It's a choice and you have to make it. And the third one has to do with people to live with. It's a choice. People to live with. It is at this point that issue of friendship come to play. Please remember this, that Family is by destiny, but friendship is by choice. Choose right. Choose right. People, so who is at this point you begin to wonder, who will be my friend? At this point, who will be my companions? At this point, who will I date as a young man? At this point, who will I marry? And we cannot overemphasize this. The importance of this cannot be overemphasized. This is one choice you can't afford to get wrong. The people that you will live with. Because at the end of the day, the quality of your life is not going to be determined only by what you have in your life. It's going to be determined by the people you have in your life. Who is in your life will determine the quality of your life, not just what you have in your life. You can have the money, you can have the fame, but the truth about the matter, if you have the wrong set of people in your life, then your life will be worthless. Who you have in your life, not what you have in your life. The people you have in your life. I'm telling you. Don't get it wrong, though. Not because of, don't let pressure make you get it. If you get it wrong, boy. And today I can stand and thank God. If there is one choice I got right, this one, I know. I got it right. And the person I marry, and I will make that choice 1,000,000 times over. This one that I'm married to, hey, 1,000,000 times over. I will keep choosing and choosing. Because I try to look back what my life will have become. Of late, I saw the picture of one of the ladies that was hanging around me that time before I got, or maybe I was one even hanging around her. When I saw the picture, boy. Jesus, you love me too much, oh. Too much, oh. Too much. I'm telling you, that was the only song I could sing. When I saw the picture, what happened? What happened to her? I couldn't imagine myself having to spend the rest of my life with that figure I saw. Jesus, wake up in the morning, you see, we do it now. I'm telling you. So I said, Lord, you love me. Now I know. I chose well. I chose right. But you see, let me tell you, it's beyond the looks. You need to write that down. Beyond the looks. When you are looking, look beyond the looks. Are you hearing me? I'm talking about something that is even more than the looks. Because looks can be deceitful. It's beyond the looks. The angels of darkness can even disguise and the angel of light. It's only in cartoon that you see Satan with horn. In our world, Satan wears suit. You wear bad, I'm telling you. Satan, he doesn't have horn. In real life, you will see him. Satan will be doing aerobics. If you have to go by the looks, I'm telling you, you will go wrong. It has to be beyond the looks. If it's not going to be a regrettable choice. 20 years to come, ladies and gentlemen, you are still giving God praise. 30 years to come. 40 years to come. You are brought to the table to make your choice. You will choose that choice over. Because it's not just making a choice. You must choose your choice and over and over again. Praise God. Purpose to live for. Principle to do what? Live by. Number 3. What's the number 3? And the number 4, which is my focus. And that is the possibility to leverage on. Possibilities. And by possibilities, I'm talking about opportunity to seize the choice. It's one of the choices that we have to make. You have to make a choice to constantly seize opportunity that life represents to you. Because ladies and gentlemen, nobody can be great by being reckless with opportunity. Nobody. You can never be great when you are reckless with opportunity. In your lifetime, life will throw so many opportunities at you. Those are the elements, the building block for a life of greatness. If you are reckless with those opportunities, you will always be seeing greatness from a distance. Nobody can be great. Nobody can be great. The quality and the effectiveness of your life will be determined by the opportunity you see and the opportunity you seized. Those are the factors. You see it and you seize it. Those are the things that will determine at the end of the day the quality of the life that you live. Life revolves around opportunity. Life revolves. Listen closely. That's how life revolves around opportunity. Many years ago, before modern seaports were built, harbors, before they were built, a ship that is on the high sea that wants to make it to the harbor will have to be sensitive to the direction of the flood tide. The captain and the crew, they know that there'll be a time when the wind will blow, and they have to be very sensitive to that period so that they will be able to move when the wind blows in a favorable direction. The Latin word that is used to describe a ship that is waiting for that critical moment is called obiportu. O-B-P-O-R-T-U. Obiportu. That's what they call it. That's a Latin word that is used to describe a ship that is on the sea that is waiting for the tide to be favorable so that it can use it to make it to the harbor. If a ship missed that ship will never make it to the harbor. You must be able to know when this wind is favorable, when it's blowing in your direction. And then you lock onto that, and then it takes you to where you are going. In his book, Julius Caesar, he captured this moment. Let me read an extract to you of one of the things Julius Caesar said with respect to that. I said Julius Caesar. Shakespeare. Shakespeare. It was one that said that. I don't know if I have that here. I don't know if I have that here. Now, hear what it says. Listen closely. This is what Shakespeare said. He says, there is a tide in the affairs of men. A tide. There's a tide in the affair of men which, taken at the flood, leads unto fortune. In other words, if you seize it, it will lead you to fortune. But if omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in misery. Then he says, on such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or we will lose our ventures. Take the current when it's up. There will be a time when the wind will blow in your favor. There will be a time when the wind will blow in the direction you are going. We must seize the current, take the current when it serves. If we don't do that, we will lose our venture. That's what he's saying. Seize the opportunity. Life will give you so many of them. If you don't know how to seize opportunity, you will be like the ship that is on the sea, who doesn't know how to log on to the tide that is blowing in his direction. He stays there permanently. And in life, ladies and gentlemen, if you read the Bible, you will see example of people who just by seizing opportunity, they have been able to transform their life. Examples is in the Bible. You see people like Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was in his house, and he heard the running of people. He looked through the window, then he saw a crowd. What's going on here? Jesus of Nazareth is the one passing by. But you see, Jesus never moves alone. In the company of Jesus, the crowd were so much. Zacchaeus could have said, I will wait for another time when Jesus will be walking alone. Will that time ever come? And even if it's going to come, who knows when it will be? But Zacchaeus seized that moment. He climbed the tree. And ladies and gentlemen, see the transformation. Look at the woman with the issue of blood. Because it is the lazy man that says lion is in the field. The woman with the issue of blood, she had reason why she should stay away. But you see, she saw that as an opportune moment for her. And she sees that moment. See the transformation. Look at blind Bartimaeus. He heard that Jesus was passing by and he raised his voice. I am saying, ladies and gentlemen, that this is how people attain greatness. They don't sleep in the time of opportunity. Life will throw many at you. Believe God to seize them. Believe God. Last week, there was a video making the rounds of a woman, or 2 weeks ago, of a woman that came so close to where a governor was probably, I don't know, maybe was inspecting a project or whatever. And then the woman, maybe she has never been that close to a governor. And when she came within the proximity where the governor will hear her voice, and you know what she did? She began to scream and cry. And she raised her voice. The governor was forced to say, Madam, what is the problem? Madam, what is the problem? And then the governor stopped and turned to her. Said, and the woman said, it's my business, sir. What do you do? The woman said it. How much do you need? He said, is it 3 million? 3 million, sir. And then right there on the spot, the governor just called the minister of trade. He said, meet this woman, find out about business, give her 3 million, and then give her 2 million on top of it. And do you know that day when that woman cried, there were a lot of people there who were even in a worse condition. Some of them don't even need 3 million to run a business, but they were there with their mouth shut. But that woman seized that moment. Seized that moment. Who knows when next we have that opportunity again? A closed mouth is a closed destiny. There's a time to speak. She saw that moment as an opportune moment, and she seized it. I'm telling you, this is how people transform their lives. By seizing opportunity, the life we bring towards you. That's how people, let me tell you something. People don't actually have better talents. They don't have superior gifting. What they need, what they have is opportunity. That's the truth. Sometimes I will be listening to some people sing like this. And they are celebrities. People are hailing them. When I hear the song, boy, I know people that have better voices. I know people that could sing better. But you see, what those people doesn't have is the platform, the opportunity. Let me tell you, do you think those that are representing us in Nigeria in football matches all over the world, do you think they are the best player we have in the country? Oh, no. You have not seen me on the field. Oh. Come for a picnic. Come for a picnic. You will come and see something. They stopped me from playing ball. If I had known that ball would be very lucrative like this, I wouldn't have stopped. I'm telling you, if you know what Ronaldo, all those guys are making every week. If I didn't know there was something like that in our days, we just play for fun. There was no money attached to it. If I'd known that ball will bring money, I wouldn't have stopped. They stopped me. I'm telling you. I am telling you, those that are representing us in World Cup and all those things, they're not the best player we have. They're just the ones that are opportune. People don't have better talents. Listen, gentlemen. They don't have superior gifting. The only thing that is an advantage for them is just the opportunity available. If you call someone like Elon Musk to come and tell us about success secret, he will tell us, work hard, pray. Will he say pray? I don't know whether we'll put that one. But he say work hard, sleepless night. Say that's how I'm where I am. Many of them, when they arrive there, they hardly recognize opportunity that they seized. But whether they recognize or not is the truth. Do you know Elon Musk's father owns an emerald mine in South Africa? And that was what gave him that initial push. If Dangote come now, if you also tell us to work hard, I'm not saying hard work is not necessary. Because it's also possible for you to have all that and still squander it. Are you hearing me? But I'm also saying that opportunity can make a difference in somebody's life. Dangote can come and tell us about hard work. But do you know Dangote had a maternal uncle called Dan Tata? He was one of the richest men in West Africa. That was the man that has lost count of the number of houses he has even in this country. It's late now. And those were the people that gave them the help. I'm not saying all of us have to have a Dan Tata as a father or whatever. But I'm also saying that no matter what you have, you need opportunity added to it. Hard work is necessary. But if a man works hard and does not have opportunity, a hard-working man can look like a lazy man. You look as if you are not working, yet you are working. It's opportunity that you lack. I'm telling you. You are working. You are burning the candle on both ends, but it's not producing. You just need one opportunity and then your story will change. That's what I'm saying. People advance in life. People attain greatness, not just because they are smarter, not just because they are more intelligent. Sometimes it's opportunity that is just making all the difference. I'm telling you. You are entering your season of opportunity in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm telling you. Opportunity. I'm telling you. As far as this earth it remains, ladies and gentlemen, opportunity remains the highest form of currency. That's the highest form of currency. It remains the highest form of currency. It has the capacity to transform our life, both economically, socially, and even personally. Opportunity. Opportunity. And I'm telling you, I pray for you. May you not miss opportunity in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. When many people look back today, the only thing they have to regret is usually opportunity that they make. Do you know, so sad, that the opportunity that many people are looking for, other people are squandering the same opportunity by the day. So the saying is coming to pass that he that has cap does not have head, and he that has head does not have cap. The same opportunity that some people are looking for, some people are having on the platter of gold. Look at what happened in Luke chapter 9, verse 57. A man walked up to Jesus and asked Jesus, said, Jesus, I want to follow you wherever you go. He came to Jesus. He was asking that, please, Jesus, give me permission. I want to follow you. Anywhere you go, I'm ready to follow you. But you see, when Jesus responded to that man, it was not like Jesus did not give him an outright yet. In fact, there was not even yet. In fact, when Jesus told him, it was more like discouraging. He just said, okay, you want to follow me? Foxes, they have all birds. They said, but the Son of Man, he doesn't have a place to lay his head. That's discouraging. The man came looking for opportunity to follow Jesus. And Jesus said that is discouraging. And then that's verse 58. So if you look at verse 59, Jesus now met another man. This one did not even ask. What the other one asked, that Jesus did not respond favorably as it were, that same thing that one was looking for, Jesus now came and dropped it on the lap of this one free of charge. Jesus was the one that walked to that one, and Jesus said to him, follow me. It was the same follow that one wanted to follow. That Jesus said, no, this one didn't even ask. Jesus said, okay, on a platter of gold. I am saying to you, opportunity that people are looking for is what some people are wasting. Jesus did not ask. Jesus said, oh yeah, you follow me. And you know what he said? Lord, suffer me first. In fact, he has started suffering himself. He said, Lord, suffer me first to go and be. What? Do you know what you are saying? This thing that Jesus is giving to you, people will do anything to have it. You have it, you are saying, suffer me first. That's why people misuse asses. The same asses that some people will do anything to have. And you see, if you read the statement of that man, it will not be difficult for you to understand the problem of the man. You know what he said? He said, Lord, suffer me first to go. And that's the problem of the man. He called Jesus Lord. And in the same breath, he says, me first. He cannot be Lord and you are first. Me cannot be first where he's Lord. You don't understand. Where he is a Lord, he is first and the last and in between. So if you say he is Lord, how come me is becoming first? That was a man with a misplaced priority. That shows why he couldn't cash on great opportunities. Jesus cannot be Lord in your life and me has to be first. Me cannot be first. Me cannot be first. Me has no place wherever he is Lord. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, opportunity that many are squandering is the same opportunity that people are looking for. And there are no small opportunities. One of the things about opportunity is the ripple effects it has when it is seized. I'm telling you. I mean, imagine a young man that sees an opportunity to start a business. And then the business begins to bloom. And then, you know what happened? The life of that man is changed. Is that okay now? But do you know that it's not that man alone that will be blessed? Because of the opportunity that he has seized, what happened is that the local economy where that man operates will also be impacted. Not only that, that man, by virtue of what he has done, will also now begin to employ other people. Is that okay now? And not only that, then millions and thousands of people in other places will now become beneficiary of his goods and services that he's rolling out. That's the ripple effect. That's why opportunity is very transformative. Seize it if you have one. Many years ago, a man by the name John Combe left with his family, born 1976, left with his family from Ukraine, and they went to America as immigrants. They were so poor. The father promised to join them, but he couldn't. He stayed back in Ukraine, and he died. They suffered. They were living on food stamps. Food stamps is like the help that government gives to people that have low income to survive. That was what they lived on. At some point, this young man had the opportunity of learning coding. And he went for it. Learned coding. And then not too long after that, he was able to produce an app that can connect people all over the world. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the change in his life. The app today is called WhatsApp. All of us, are we not enjoying WhatsApp today? That was the man. It was a cleaner. It was a cleaner, cleaning places. At some point, he was a security officer. He seized an opportunity to learn coding. His life was transformed, but not only is that, our life is being transformed today. I'm telling you about the ripple effect of opportunity. Let me round up, because we have the whole month to talk about this. So the quality and the effectiveness of your life at the end of the day will be determined by the opportunity you see and the opportunity you seized. Don't forget that. So in order for us to seize the opportunity, there are a few things you must understand. Two things I will leave two with you today. Some other time we pick other ones. One, remember that opportunity requires speed. Don't ever forget that. Opportunity requires speed. Make a note of this. When opportunity comes, it only comes to pass. It does not come to pause. Opportunity only comes to pass. It does not come to pause. So, you will seize more opportunity in life if you can be swift in your responses. You have to respond swiftly. If you know how to respond swiftly in life, you will seize more opportunity. Because opportunity, when it comes, it does not come to pause. It's coming to pass. It does not pause. It does not pause. It passes as it comes. It doesn't pause. So when you see it, seize it when you see it. Because it's going. It's going. It has not come to stay. It's going. It's going. This opportunity that you are still dilly-dallying on, it's going. It has not come to stay. It's going. It's going. Be swift in your responses. As it not happen, look back into your life. By the time, so many that you have missed, by the time you now wake up to respond, it was no longer there. Proverbs 10:5. Look at what the Bible tells us about a young man that will slip away in the time of opportunity. Look at what this is. A wise youth makes what? Come on, what does he do? He makes hay while the sun do what now? Shine. But what a shame. What a shame to see a lad who slips away is what now? See, opportunity have hour. Opportunity have what now? Hour. There is a time allotted to every opportunity that comes your way. And it's a shame when a man begins to sleep in the hour of opportunity. Because if by the time the man eventually wakes up, the opportunity will not be there. The only thing we have to grab will be shame. Shame. Opportunity that is available to you, ladies and gentlemen, has a time bound. Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 2 tells us the same thing. There is an opportunity that is presently before you, but there is a time allotted to it. Hear what he says. He says, hi, there is time. I don't know what that English means. There is time. Before judgment begins, and your opportunity is what now? Leonard Ravenhill wrote a book, and there he made a statement. He said, a lifetime opportunity must be seized in the lifetime of that opportunity. a lifetime opportunity must be seized in the lifetime of that opportunity, which means opportunity has a lifetime. As a lifetime. Call it lifetime. Call it expiry date. Call it shelf life. So if you need it, seize it in the lifetime of that opportunity. Seize it. One of the major differences between Esau and Jacob was swiftness in response. I'm sure you know that. When the father came and gave the instruction to Esau, he said, Esau, go give me venison, such as I love, and I'll bless you. Esau was the first person that got the instruction. It was later that the message was related to Jacob. I'm sure you know that. But then Jacob was quicker in his response to the father's request. So when he brought, even the father was shocked. In Genesis 27:20, the father made a statement. He said, how come, my son, that you are able to bring it this early? The father acknowledged the fact that Jacob was swift in his response. Do you know, if Esau had been on time, there would have been no room for Jacob at all. And here you are, you are waiting and waiting, and you don't understand. Opportunity does not come to stay. It's coming to pass. That's how it come to pass. Come to pass. It doesn't stay. If you have opportunity to go to school, it's coming to pass. If you want to go, go now. If you have opportunity to learn a trade, it's coming to pass. If you want to learn now. Are you hearing me? Opportunity is, if you have opportunity to do a business, do it now. It's coming to pass. It has not come to pass for anybody. It has not come. So I don't look back with regret. I wish. That will not be your story in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. A Greek sculptor described opportunity. In fact, he raised a statue of opportunity. And in the statue, he called it the goddess of opportunity. Lysippos, the goddess of opportunity. He now designed that statue such that this goddess of opportunity was bald, has a bald head, no hair anywhere. He now put just a small lock in the front like this. Then he now puts an explanation there. He said, when opportunity comes your way, the only chance you have to grab it is in the lock in the front. If you miss that one, the part, there's no hair. The hair is like Pastor Tobias said, it doesn't have hair. I thought like this. There's nothing to grab again. I'm telling you. If you must catch it here. Why is it for? Look, there are some opportunities you will not have the liberty to dot all the I and cross all the T. I'm telling you. That's why sometimes there may be an element of risk. I'm telling you. You cannot wait for all the light to be green. This one you see dilly-dallying, you are still dragging your feet. You want everything to be perfect. No, sometimes everything will not be perfect. Just look for the fundamentals. Just for the fundamentals. I'm reminded of a story of a young man that wanted to marry a farmer's daughter. He now walked to this farmer and said, sir, please, I'm seeking your permission to marry your daughter. And the farmer said, no problem. You marry my daughter. However, I'm going to release 3 bulls. If you can catch at least one of them by the tail, you will marry my daughter. I have 3 bulls. I will release the 3 of them. Just make sure that at least you catch one by the tail. Then you marry my daughter. So the guy was excited with the prospect of marrying the farmer's daughter. So he went to the field. And then the farmer released the first bull. When the bull came out, it was a mean bull. And the bull was like this. And breathing out smoke. The boy said, it's not this one. It's not this one. I will wait for the next one. As the bull charged towards him, the boy just stepped past and said, I will wait for the next one. So that bull passed. And then the farmer released the second bull. Hey! The first one was child's play. This one was kill and go. As the bull charged, and ran towards the boy moved aside, said, no, let it pass. Anyhow, no matter what happened with the third bull, I must catch the tail. And then the third bull came out. And luckily for him, it was a very gentle bull and calm bull. And then the bull charge, and move towards the boy. And the boy positioned himself to grab the tail. Behold, it has no tail. It has no tail. And that's the problem. You have been waiting. There are no perfect bull anywhere. If it is not ferocious, it will be tailless. Every bull will have his own defects. That's the point. He that waits for the perfect weather, he will not sow. He will not sow. You are waiting for everything to be okay. You won't find it. That's why many people are not married today. Every man that comes, they always have a defect. Who told you there is no man without a defect? He said, that man, I don't like it. His tie is always bent. I mean, you need to hear people. The kind of reason they give for turning down a proposal, it baffles you. I'm telling you. It baffles you. Somebody told me the reason why she would not want to marry somebody that I know very well. He said because of the way you pronounce some word. I'm telling you. I feel like slapping her. What nonsense? And then eventually she now married and say elocutionist that can pronounce all the words very well. She's miserable now in that marriage. If the marriage is there, very miserable. There are fundamentals. The problem is they don't even know what the fundamentals are. Once the fundamentals are taken care of, we can compromise on many things. I'm telling you, many things we can compromise on. Just to make sure the fundamentals are settled. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me now? This is what you are looking for. Look, that bull. Some of them don't have tail. Oh, I'm just telling you now. You are waiting for a perfect bull. You will see something. I'm telling you. That's how opportunity keep on passing people by. They want everything to be perfect. You won't get it. It does not exist. It does not exist. If our wife have to look for perfection, they won't marry us now. Look at your head. They won't marry you now. What are you saying? They'll marry you. But they just look for the fundamental. As long as the fundamentals are in place, they walk there by faith, they move ahead and see how glorious their life is today. That's how marriage is run. Don't miss opportunity. Don't miss opportunity. You think you have all the time? Very soon, we start looking at somebody. They will be looking at other dimension now, not you anymore. People are coming now. You say this one, this one, this one. They will bring priestess proposal. This one, like one particular story I love to tell. Of a man that was relying on the church for support. And the church was always giving him money. And then one time they called the man. And they asked him, look, it's better for you to learn how to fish than for us to be giving you fish. And then I said, go and think of a business idea and bring, and then we will fund it for you. What a generous offer. 2 weeks after that, the man didn't show up. He couldn't come up with anything. So they asked him, say he couldn't come up with, okay, fine. Then I said, since you couldn't come up with anything, let us suggest some possible business that you can go into. So they will tell him this particular business. By the time they finish describing that business, he has only one response. He said, the constraint in that business. He said, okay. They will now bring another one and say, what about selling pepper? He said, the constraint. He said, everything they brought, it was called, excuse me, which business does not have constraint? Constraint God, constant in it. There is no business. Just look for the fundamentals. Make sure the fundamentals are in play. In marriage, look for the fundamentals. There are no perfect men, no perfect women. Everything is passing you by the day. You think the enemy is after you. No, you are the one doing yourself. You are the one doing yourself. Maybe somebody will learn wisdom this morning. Amen. So that's number one. Opportunity require what? Speed. Respond on time. Stop dragging faith. And second thing I'm going to leave with you, time is fast spent. Apart from speed, opportunity require courage. Courage. Seizing opportunity of life require that you must be very, very courageous. Opportunity require courage. And that's important. In English language, I'm sure you know, there are words that are referred to as compound words. Compound words. For instance, like my surname is a compound name. Bode-Lawal, separated with an hyphen. I'm sure you know that. Even though some people don't even know my surname very well. Right. So in English, there are compound words. Two words that are brought together to form one word. And some of them, they are not even separated by any hyphen. They are closed compound words. For instance, if you look at the word weekend. Weekend is one word, isn't it? But you see, weekend is a compound word. Because two words are brought together to form weekend. Is it true? What's the first word? Week. And what? Each of them can stand on their own. So when you look at weekend, you will see week. When you look at weekend, you will see end. And there are quite a number of them. However, is the compound word. Is it okay? However, is the compound. How and what? Ever. Herself is a compound word. Her and self. So you have quite a number of them in English language. Does that make any sense to anybody? Now, in Chinese language, I know many of you don't speak Chinese. You only eat their food, and we know them. They just eat cockroach, lizards. They know them. Be careful when you are around them. That's what they eat. Now, so, all right. So in Chinese language, they also have words that are compound words. So when in Chinese, when they write the word crisis, in Chinese, crisis, the word crisis is formed in Chinese by combining two words together. One of the words that is combined to form crisis is the word danger. Danger. So when you look at Chinese word for crisis and you look at it, you will see the word danger there. Danger or problem. But however, danger alone does not form crisis. So they have to combine it with another word to form crisis. And guess what? The next word combined with danger to form crisis is the word opportunity. That's how they write crisis in Chinese. They combine danger and opportunity. So when you pick the word crisis and you look at it, yes, you will see danger. That seems to make sense. But if you look closely inside every crisis, another thing that you'll be seeing inside the word, opportunity. It's not only true in Chinese language, it's true in real life. When life throws you any form of crisis, don't let the problem scare you. If you look critically into that crisis, it's not only problem that is there. There is an opportunity of a greater magnitude inside that thing that is called crisis. And that's why don't be quick to quit. Have the courage to go on when the going gets tough. Because what is called a crisis today holds inside it some immense form of opportunity. And I'm telling you, I have seen people, hear testimony of people who out of crisis, they'll be able to assess and see some fantastic opportunity. Look at what the word of God says in James chapter 1 verse 2. Very interesting. That when you see difficulty or problem, don't run away. Because what you see as difficulty has another side called opportunity. Here what do you say? My brother, give me that in TPT. This is what it says. Give me the TPT. If you have that, go for it. It says that when you are going through difficulty and challenges like that, you need to see it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity in disguise. Every crisis that comes your way has a form of opportunity locked up inside it. That's why I read 1 Corinthians. Look at what it says. My fellow brothers. Hear what it says. My fellow believers. When it seems as though you are facing nothing but difficulties, what do? See it. How do you see it now? Invaluable opportunity. What it appears that you are going through, it's difficulty. But he's saying, don't just see that difficulty. Inside that difficulty, you must be able to see an opportunity. That's why I read 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 9 when Paul said, a great and effectual door has been opened unto me. But he didn't stop at that. He said, but there are many adversaries. So opportunity works hand in hand with crisis. Wherever you see crisis, look around. Somewhere, there's an opportunity somewhere there. And I can tell you stories of people who, by virtue of crisis, they've been able to access great opportunity. I can tell you that. I'm telling you. I mean, I've shared my story with you how I was driving a car that was almost taking my life. The car won't let me rest. 1505. Pastor Patrick, somebody, they know the car very well. One red 505. In fact, it was blue. I changed the color to red. I'm telling you. Thinking maybe the blood of Jesus will protect me. But it didn't stop the car from having trouble. It's not about the color. If the engine is bad, it's bad. I'm telling you. The car almost took my life. Until one day I had an accident on the road with the car. And it was a terrible accident. It was a write-off. But you know something? When I had that accident, 2 weeks after that, a woman heard about the incidents, and then she called me to her house, and then she gave me the key to another V-boot. In fact, the V-boot Mercedes-Benz was the one I've been asking God for. God, take away this 545. In fact, when that 545 was taken away, it was a complaint. Oh Lord, we are managing it. You now cuckoo, remove everything finally. I said, I didn't know that God was doing something. It was when I had accident, and I always said, if I had known that I need to have accident before I can get another one, what does it take to have accident? I would have entered river long time ago, driving this bush. I would have, that accident would have happened long time ago. I don't stress, I wouldn't have gone through that. But you see, it was that accident that produced that V-boot. It appeared to be a crisis, but inside it was an opportunity. That's why they say that the king palace that got born is to add beauty to it. That's it. I'm telling you. In Lagos, I know of a man in Lagos that was working in an organization. Right? While he was working in that organization, he was doing well. He was using, I could remember very well, one Sony, is it Sony S or X? There's one particular car at that time. That was what the guy was using. And then there was a lot of conspiracy in the office. A lot of people didn't like him and all that. So there was a vacancy, and he was supposed to be the one qualified to occupy that position. And then they now brought somebody, probably maybe even a junior or whatever, brought somebody to come and sit there from another establishment. The man felt humiliated. And out of frustration, he resigned. And he was forced to start his own. It was like that was what God was waiting for. As soon as he started his own, the heaven above him opened. Boy, that man, where he was living, he went and bought, not a land, bought an existing house and brought it down and built a new one there. The man doesn't even use car anymore. He has sheep. Not male, sheep. When you start doing business with sheep, you know you're a big man. Sheep that go international, that the God will prosper him. But you see, when that conspiracy was happening, it was a major crisis for him. But out of that, if it has not happened, he would have been there collecting salary and be driving his son. But he was forced to start on his own and see what happened to him. I'm telling you that in every crisis, there's an opportunity locked up inside it. I'm telling you something. So don't be quick to quit. That's my point. Don't be quick. When things are going tough, don't be quick to quit. Around it, somehow around it. Ask God to open your heart. There's an opportunity somewhere there. I'm telling you. One of my favorite stories, I'll close on this, is the story of a young man. That man, as a young boy, he had this dream. He wants to be a judo fighter. And then he began to train. You know judo? He began to train to be a judo fighter. He began to train. And then along the line, this young man had an accident. It was a terrible accident. And the accident resulted in the loss of his left arm. Now, if somebody had a dream of being a judo fighter and has such accident, automatically you call that the end of a dream. How do you do judo with one hand? But the boy believed that he can still do something. So he started looking around for someone that can train him with one hand. Eventually, he found a man. And the man said, I will train you. And then the man began to train him with one hand. And the man only trained him, taught him only one move in judo. And then when he felt that the boy had perfected the move, he told him to go for any competition. And then the boy, with one arm, knowing only one move, he went and enrolled in a competition. And ladies and gentlemen, from one level to the other, he was winning them. It was until he got to the final. The final was tough. The opponent was fierce. But yet, with one arm and one move, that boy won. He was excited. But at the same time, he was curious. How come one arm, one move? People with diverse move and two hands, some even have three. They couldn't stand him. So he went back to his master and said, sir, I'm happy, but I'm confused. Can you explain something that I don't understand? How come with one hand and one move, I'm winning? And people with two hands and many moves couldn't even stand me. And then the man told him, he said, what you don't understand is that move that I taught you, that is the greatest move in judo. And then the man said, whenever you make this move towards an opponent, the only way your opponent can survive is by grabbing your left arm. And here you are, you don't have a left arm. So what he thought was a crisis became an opportunity for victory. I'm telling you, don't be despair because of what you don't have. I don't have a friend. I don't have a family. I don't have education. I don't have the beauty. It does not matter. What you don't have may become the reason why you will have what you will now have. Inside every crisis, there lies an opportunity. I commend you to God this morning and to the word of his grace, which is able to build you. Let's worship.